shooting 1080p at 24 frames a second on a prime 200 lens, Minolta. An f1.4, 1/47th of a whatever speed. ISO 800. At I guess 16 to 18 feet for the table to the chair. All right, lens 2, which is a Albanar slide zoom lens from, what is it, like 80 to 200 millimeter. I'm wide open on the lens, which is a 4.5, 800 ISO, shooting 1080p at 24 frames a second. Yeah. A little dark. Brightens up a little bit when you pull back, but still kind of dark. 800 ISO. Change to 1600 there. Seems like there's a lot of noise then. Alright, recording. This is a Minolta 55mm lens, shooting 1080p at 24 frames a second at 16 to 18 feet for the table and chair. Let's see. Currently it is at a 2.8 aperture. I can show you what happens when I change it to a 1.7. You seem to get a lot of haze or light in there. If we turn it, and then if you were to turn the ISO down, it's at 400. We change that to 200. There's still a lot of shading or hazy, but so I'm going to go back to 400, then change the aperture back to 2.8 now. All right, on a Minolta lens, it's a 50mm. It's set at 2.8 right now. It can go to a 2, but it does like a haze a bit. So back to there. At a 400 ISO, fluorescent lights, shooting 1080p at 24 frames a second. Canon lens for this T3i. It's a 50mm 1.8. It's a $100 lens. Currently it's 2.4 f-stop, 1/47th on the speed, the shutter, whatever. Filming at 24 frames a second. All right, this is a Minolta lens or something. Rocar, yeah. Anyways, it's a 45 millimeter lens, shooting 1080p at 24 frames a second, 800 ISO on like about a 2.8 aperture. Again, if you max out the apertures, they get hazy. It might be a 3 on the aperture. Obviously, we can go fully closed. That's pretty good right there. Alright, so this is a 28 millimeter lens from Gemini. I don't know, something. Anyways, it's another Minolta lens since I have a Minolta adapter. It's at wide open, I think, at 2.8. 24 frames a second, 1080p, 800 ISO. I don't know if I'd go really any higher on my T3i. Maybe I would, but really blow things out. I guess that's 1600 with the aperture at 3 or 4. Alright, this is the Vivitar 28 millimeter lens wide, quote unquote, as opposed to the other 28 millimeter lens, which don't know why it doesn't say wide, but it doesn't. Anyways, so we're at a 3 aperture or f-stop. 400 ISO, still 24 frames a second. Some of the green screen is bad back there, but you know, otherwise not a bad room. Alright, this is one of the zoom lenses, the 80 to 200. Trying to use it as a macro. Not sure if I'm going to get that accomplished here, but we're trying to. Alright, recording. So this is one of my slide 80 to 200 millimeter lenses, and it has a macro mode. And let's see, I'm at a 400 ISO. I'm probably at a 5.6 or something. Yeah, for a aperture. And really, you can't get this shot without using lighting. And now I probably got overkill on my lighting. I've got a 2K Blondie on it, but I can show you what happens when A, I walk in front of it, and B, when I turn it off. So here's me walking in front of the light. And turning off the 2K. And back on again. Now that 2K is probably 10 feet away. So a 1K or a 800 or anything really probably would have helped more, but that's just the easiest thing for me to grab at the time. So that's some macro filming.